What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today, confidence is going to be high. We just smashed, I think it was 40 or 41 off just 11 deliveries. And look at that! We pick up a wicket first ball. Is there anything that we cannot do at the moment? We are just playing some incredible cricket. I was actually called up to the New Zealand one-day side, but for some reason, I don't know actually how I did it. I picked up the controller and I must have hit the touchpad. And, of course, for the PS4, that will go and simulate games for you. And it basically just simulated the game, and I'm not quite too sure what happened, but it simulated the whole series rather than just the whole game. So, a bit disappointed to miss out on that, but hey, we got to go and move on back into the 40 over comp, which we are doing quite well in. I mean, last time around we scored runs, we took wickets, we seem to be doing the same again. So maybe that's why we have been rewarded with that international selection. So we just got to keep going. And just doing what we're doing. Because at the moment we are playing some good cricket, playing some good all-round cricket. And how has he managed to squeeze that away? He's got that away somehow. Non-striker. He was keen to go and take off for another one. I'm not too sure why. But he was keen to go and take off for another run. Bang it into the pads. That's what we like to see from Cliffy. 2 for 15, Kent. Chasing a big score. I think I scored that 41 pretty quickly. There was another guy who scored 96. Oh, that is LBW. Surely. Is that 2 in the first over? You betcha it is. 2 for 2. Cliffy just can't do no wrong at the moment. He is just absolutely smashing it. A wicket off the first and the last ball. And Kent in all kinds of trouble. 3 for 15. Let's keep going, boys. We were 37 for none at this stage. That is the difference that is being made at the moment. 3 for 16. And that required run rate, we're not even outside the first 10 overs, already nearly up to 7. So that is going to be some big hitting. And the key, I think I talked about this, I can't remember if it was last time or the time before. But when you get into a chase like this, a big chase like this, and if you have wickets in hand, all good. You know, if that run rate gets up to 7, gets up to 8, it's manageable. I mean, we went and did it. You saw I hit 40, well, you haven't seen yet, but I hit 41 off 10 or 11 today. So, I mean, absolutely smashed it. And it's not hard. I mean, these boundaries aren't big. Bowlers aren't great. And as you can see, there are a lot of runs that are scored. Like, high scores are quite common in this competition. So, we just need to go. We picked up those 2 early wickets and just, ooh, really keep going. That one's going to have to be rebowled because that is well down the leg side. Oh, we lose an outswing skill. Unbelievable. I didn't know I could lose any more of those. Jeez, look at that bounce. I must say, though, I was playing a first-class game, a little bit off topic, but I was playing a first-class game not too long ago, and I got Marcus Trescothick with an absolute beauty, and we're going to pick up another wicket there. So that is 3 now for Cliff. 3 for 7, and only his second over. Brooks taking the catch. And we're getting that in-swing up as well. That's really what we want to try and work on. But yeah, it's bowled an absolute ripper of an in-swinger to the left-hander. Basically, I think it was around here. It was a good length. And it was probably pitched maybe just a little bit fuller than that one as we get taken for a 4 there. But yeah, pitched just a little bit fuller than that. Came in incredibly a lot and just took middle stump out of the ground. It was a sight to see. It was incredible. What also is incredible, this bowling so far. 3 for 7 from Cliff. We haven't even used Sidebottom. Sidebottom is probably Yorkshire's best bowler. I know he was in the county championship last year. But he probably is our best bowler. And he hasn't even come in yet. So 4 for 30. Oh! That's close. I can't remember if I was actually bowling in-swing or out-swing to this guy. But that was pretty close, that one. It wasn't a bad shout. So we've gone for a few runs. I mean, 11 off 2 overs still isn't that many. But we've gone for a few. Normally, then, you know, we probably would concede. But we have gone and picked up 3 wickets, which I think probably is more key. And Kent really are on the back foot here. They really are going to need something special to go and get back from this. All these dot balls just go and raise that required run rate up. So if we can just go and keep it tight. You know, singles, even singles are going to go and bump the run rate up because it is now up over 6. So singles and dot balls are good. Try and limit the boundary balls as much as possible, and we're just going to see that net, well, sorry, not that net run rate, sorry, the required run rate absolutely shoot up. That's a good shot. Beats the man in close, and that's going to be 4. So that's what we don't want too many of. We don't want too many boundaries. We've got to try and limit them as much as possible and just make it easier on those guys coming into bowl later. You know, they're not going to have the pressure of having to try and contain later on. There's our outswing skill back, so we don't have to worry too much about that wide. But 3 overs in, 3 for 16. You'll definitely go and take that. Remember, this is all in the power play as well, so still fielding restrictions for another 5 overs. So 3 of them probably will be bowled by me. See, that's not too bad. If we can cut it down to a 1, they are going to come back for 2. Bugger. Good running. Great running between the wickets. That's what you like to see. A cheeky 2. We just got to go and just try and limit them as much as possible. As much as we can. And just continue, as I said, to get that required run rate up. It should now be up above 7, which is good. I mean, if we can keep getting it up, we are only in the 10th over, so still a lot of work left to do. But saying that, still a lot of time left in the game. Still 30 overs left. You know, anything really can happen in one-day cricket in 30 overs. I mean, teams could score 200. With the way things are going now, ooh, nearly some overthrows. We don't want that. We need to get rid of some of these left-handers as well. They're kind of being a bit of a nuisance for me. Need a right-hander in. Whoa. That one there, that was honed in on the stumps. It's timed pretty well, though. In fact, it's timed for a 4. If he'd missed that, that was going bang in, probably to middle stump. But he's just timed, he's just absolutely creamed it. Not a great over so far. 8 coming off it, off the first 5 deliveries, which for us, unusual. We've just got to peg it back, bring it back with a wicket. We haven't had one of them in a while. There we go, a dot ball, that will do. So a good way to finish. I'm going to have some orange juice. I think we're halfway through our spell as well. A little bit expensive, going at 6 runs and over, but, you know, we've picked up those 3 wickets. And like, this discussion goes on quite a bit, and, you know, like, I'm going to go and probably put my 50 cents worth in. Like, a lot of people will say that, you know, when it comes to one-day cricket, normally those, you know, you guys like your strike bowlers, and for New Zealand, I think of someone, you know, maybe like Mitch McClenaghan, maybe Adam Milne to a certain extent as well. If you have those guys like that, those fast bowlers that are going, they're taking wickets. A lot of people would prefer if someone went and picked up, say, like 4 for 60 or 5 for 60 or something like that, rather than going and just picking up the 1 and maybe going for about 40, 45. I think it's just because those strike guys, they bowl early on, and if you get those early wickets like we did today, the team's just on the back foot and rebuilding from the get-go, especially if you've batted first and put a decent score on the board. It's going to put a lot of pressure on, and I don't know how that's missed the stumps. I really do not know how that just missed the stumps. That looked like for all money it was going. That's a good shot. Worked away off the pads. And that's what happens when you get too straight. You just get worked away. And as I said, you know, there is still a lot of runs to be scored. There is still a lot of time left in this game. He's done it again. We're just getting too straight. Better over though, just 5 off it. But again, no wickets. We want those wickets. We picked up those 3 early ones. And I get the problem I've had a little bit in this game is just really finishing off a team. You know, like when I've got, you know, the 3 or the 4-fer, just going and getting those last couple wickets just so we can bag the 5-fer, you know. Like, that's something that I have really struggled with and something that I probably need to try and work on. Just getting, you know, that killer instinct, that finishing instinct, just to go and get the job done. Because that is, I wouldn't say it's something that's been lacking, because, you know, we've obviously gone and picked up those wickets early, and we pick them up towards the end if we are bowling towards the death. But, you know, it would be nice just to go and pick them up. Here we go. We've got a, I was going to say a left-hander. We've got a right-hander in finally. Someone else picked up a wicket, and we've got Darren Stevens in, who I think, I've had this discussion before in one of my videos, I think he played for the Volts, Otago Volts, one season. Possibly. There's so many like county pros that have come down here and played, not just for like our T20 season, like for, you know, just our domestic 4-day and 1-day competitions as well. And I'm just trying to think, like, I'm pretty sure he played for the Volts. Doesn't matter though, because he's gone. I know Tenduscarter played for the Volts in the T20s, and I think Michael Yardy played for the Stags, possibly. And I think Joe Warden is playing, yeah, Joe Warden I think is playing for the Stags as well this season. Which is it's a huge, huge pull. I mean, you think, of Hobart in the Big Bash. They've gone and picked up Sangakkara. Jay Wardner for New Zealand. That's a big pull. That is a big pull for a a relatively small T20 competition. I mean, we don't really have the pulling power or the money to go and attract these big stars, and it doesn't help that a lot of the times our games are on kind of around the Big Bash time. So if players are going to go and play in a T20 competition, they probably are going to pick the Big Bash over us. But yeah, to secure him, that's a big pull. That's a very big pull. That's good for New Zealand cricket. That should hopefully, like that, you need players like that, players with pulling power. I know Jay Wardner probably isn't a guy, well, not one of the guys in world cricket that has major pulling power, but still a very good player, and he is going to get crowds down. And like, that's what you want. You want those international players, those overseas pros, you want them to come in and you want them to bring the crowds. Like, that's what they're there for. Help out the association with ticket sales. And I guess, just a lot of it is also helping. Oh, it's going to be run out. If it hit, I think he was gone. But a lot of it is also helping the younger players as well. And this was, like, I've gone off and basically just talked about New Zealand T20 cricket today. But I think when, I can't remember if it was last season or the season before, but Azam Mahmood, he's a Pakistani. He's played a lot of county cricket. He played for the Auckland Aces. And he's got a very distinguished slower ball, shall we say. And you could see throughout the competition that some of the Aces bowlers, the quicker bowlers, they were bowling like this newer slow ball. We'll get back to that in just a second, but we have just gone and taken our 5th wicket. We've got Treadwell again caught down there on the boundary by Brooks, so that's good to see. But yeah, anyway, back to that. Yeah, a lot of the Aces bowlers started bowling this new slow ball that like not many people had seen before, and it's because Mahmood had been teaching them in the nets. And that's what, like a lot of teams, they'll get these overseas pros in, and yeah, they're good for ticket sales, help out the team, but they are quite a lot of help to the younger players as well. I mean, like, you get a guy like him in, vastly experienced, like he's in, I think he's in his like late 30s now. Like, he's definitely getting on when it comes to cricketing age anyway. And, just to have a guy like him in there who can go and teach those young bowlers that stuff. And, like, it just does really go and helps develop their game as well. And that's what you want, you want your younger players to go and develop their game a little bit more. So, we've picked up the 5 for 7 for 76, Kentar. So, this is an absolute demolition. I can't quite remember how many we scored, but we must have scored quite a few just to be in this situation here. So, I was going to say another one would be nice. I don't think he's going to... Oh! Oh, now they take a run. I swear they probably could have run almost 3 there if they'd gone hard from the start. But they basically just went, watched the ball go up in the air, and then they're like, oh yeah, he's pulled off a miraculous save at the boundary. We should probably go and take 1. And they go and run 1. And that's back to another point I got to in an earlier video. AI in this game can be stupid at times. I'm just going to leave it there. There's no further points really that need to be added. Another good over, just a 3 coming off it. Picked up that wicket the last ball, the last over to get that 5 for. And that could possibly be our spell as well. Possibly. Yeah, that is our spell. So 5 for 38, a very good return on a very good day. And I mean, we should get man of the match for this. We had an outstanding effort with the bat, and as you can see, well, you guys can't see actually because my webcam's up there, but Cliff, man of the match, 41 off 11, 5 for 38. That is very impressive all-round cricket, and a win by 146 runs by Yorkshire, so that is a big win. But anyway, guys, do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links that can be found down below in the description. Hope you had a good week. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. That is Saturday. We've got, I'm just trying to think, Rugby League Live 3 Parramatta Career Mode, so make sure you do not miss that.